Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and today we're going to be breaking down 5 recruits that Michigan is trending up for following the barbecue at the Big House. Before we get into that, I want to invite you guys to subscribe to the Wolverine.com today for just $1 for 1 month. That gets you premium insider recruiting information, team information, basketball recruiting, NIL transfer portal, and so much more. Plus, you get to be part of a great message board community with more than 8,000 unique individual users over on the Fort. Sign up today, take advantage of our fall camp special. That's $1 for 1 month. All right, guys, we're going to be breaking down 5 recruits Michigan is trending up for following the barbecue at the Big House. The Wolverines had several talented 2025 prospects, and that's the group we're going to be focusing in on. So first recruit up is Rowan Byrne. He is an on-300 offensive lineman out of New Rochelle, New York. Goes to Iona Prep. He is ranked as the number 14 offensive tackle and number 150 overall prospect nationally by On3. He's also the number 1 overall recruit in the state of New York. Byrne is a fantastic right tackle prospect. He checks a lot of boxes. He's technically sound. He's a mauler in the run game, but he also looks comfortable in pass pro. There's a reason that so many Big Ten programs want him, and those are the schools he's focusing in on. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Wisconsin are some of his top schools, along with Notre Dame. But I think Michigan has the slight edge coming out of summer visits. So he did visit all the schools that I mentioned here this offseason. He was actually on Michigan's campus twice. He visited in June, then returned for the barbecue at the Big House in July. But he had a chance to work out with Sharon Moore while on campus. Really enjoyed that. I think Moore has done a fantastic job of recruiting him early, connecting with him away from the field. And then during that workout, I think Byrne was really impressed with his coaching style and the way Moore presented things and taught things. So right now, I would give Michigan the advantage in this recruitment. Now, the On3 recruiting prediction machine doesn't necessarily reflect that. It actually has Rutgers at the top. But overall, I feel like Michigan is in a really strong spot going into the fall season. So Rowan Byrne is definitely a recruit trending up, and with Michigan's offensive line production as of late and just the rich history overall in the trenches, I feel like, Michigan's a destination school for top-level offensive linemen, and I think Byrne is definitely taking notice of that. The next recruit on the list is Garland Saxe, wide receiver Kalik Lockett out of Texas. He is ranked as the number 27 wide receiver nationally and the number 186 overall prospect in the country per On3. Michigan has taken the lead on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. The Wolverines have a 36.1% chance of landing him. Now, that's a lower percentage, but I do feel like Michigan has built a ton of momentum in this recruitment. The Wolverines have struggled to land top-level pass catchers. They absolutely need a big-time wide receiver or 2 or 3 next cycle, and Lockett definitely fits the bill. He's a top 200 recruit nationally, 6'1", 175, just a really solid overall wideout that can play on the outside, can play in the slot, very tactical route runner, consistent pass catcher, and he's visited Michigan twice. He was on campus in June for an unofficial visit, returned for the barbecue at the Big House in July, and things have been going really, really well as far as relationship building with wide receivers coach Ron Bellamy. They've been connecting on a personal level, and Lockett has now had a chance to work out for Bellamy twice. When he visited in June, he actually went through Michigan's on-campus camp, and when he returned for the barbecue at the Big House, he also had a chance to do a workout with Bellamy, a short workout, about an hour workout, but I think things went really well during that. Kind of like Byrne and Moore, Lockett really liked Bellamy's coaching style and the way he taught different techniques and things of that nature. So I know that Lockett is from Texas, and that's a long way from Ann Arbor, and sometimes distance can play a factor, but Lockett was straight up with me and told me that distance is not going to play a role in his recruitment, and he actually has a former teammate already on the team. Michigan quarterback Alex Orgy played at Saxe, and even though Orgy is a little older than Lockett, Lockett was on the varsity team as a freshman. So he had a chance to really get to know Alex, spend some time with him during his visit to Ann Arbor. So I think that connection is really going to help Michigan as well, and there's a reason they lead on the RPM. All right, guys. Next recruit on the list is four-star Newport News safety Messiah DelHome out of Warwick High School. He is ranked as the number 22 safety and number 258 overall prospect nationally per the On3 industry rankings. DelHome is such an intriguing athlete. So I know I said he's a safety, which he is. Michigan's recruiting him at that position, but he's one of the best two-way playmakers on the East Coast. This is a kid that rushed for more than 800 yards, had more than 500 yards receiving, scored 17 total touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball. He recorded 61 tackles, had 8 interceptions. I mean, he does it all. And this was just as a sophomore last year. I had a chance to get my first look at DelHome a couple weeks ago and was just really impressed with him. He has such a great frame, 6'1", 200 pounds, really athletic. You can move him all over the secondary. Terrific closing speed, great natural instincts. This is a Jay Harbaugh evaluation, and as you guys know, Jay Harbaugh is one of the best evaluators on the coaching staff. He was on DelHome really early, and I think that's going to go a long way. I think this visit made a huge impact on him. This was his first time ever visiting Michigan, and now the Wolverines are the leaders on the On3 recruiting prediction machine with a 72.7% chance of landing him. So Michigan has a real chance to pull DelHome out of Virginia. Next recruit on the list is another Virginia native, 3-star cornerback Jamari DeLoach out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Goes to Oscar Smith High School, one of the best high school programs in the Tidewater region of Virginia. Like I said, he's a 3-star prospect ranked as the number 36 cornerback nationally, the number 10 overall recruit in the state of Virginia. Now, DeLoach isn't super highly touted right now. He has a few Power 5 regional offers from schools like Duke and Virginia Tech, but Michigan really, really likes his skill set. I actually had a chance to see DeLoach in person a couple of days ago, and he reminds me of Mike Sainristil. I mean, exact same traits, and that's where Michigan sees him. They see him filling that Sainristil role, a guy that can come in and play the nickel, a little on the shorter side. He's actually listed at 6', 170, but much closer to 5'10". But that's okay. He plays with that dog mentality that you look for. He has terrific speed. He had the number 1 indoor times in the state of Virginia as a sophomore in the 60-meter, the 200-meter, and the 300-meter. So this is a track kid that can fly. Just a really well-rounded athlete. So I really like DeLoach. I think he's really undervalued in the rankings right now. On3 is the only service that has given him a ranking, but there's a reason the staff likes him. I mean, he's Sainristil 2.0. Let's go out to our next and final prospect, and that is Asheville, North Carolina school linebacker Justin Rowe, 3-star. He is ranked as the number 44 linebacker and number 468 overall prospect nationally. Michigan has a 72.7% lead on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. Rowe is, I talked about DeLoach being Sainristil 2.0. Well, Justin Rowe is Jaden Smith 2.0, and if you are a recruiting fanatic, you know that Jaden Smith was one of the biggest rankings risers this cycle. Smith was a raw athlete at about 6'3", 195 pounds that projects at linebacker. Justin Rowe is a raw athlete at 6'3", 195 pounds that projects at linebacker. I mean, exact same type of prospect. Rowe is still really raw from a technical standpoint. He's fairly new to football. He's originally from Canada, only had around 25 tackles as a sophomore last year. But again, He's new to the sport. He's still raw, but the athletic traits are all there. He's long. He can cover. He actually started at safety last year. Will be spinning down to linebacker this year. He's building a really good relationship with Chris Partridge. I think they have a nice selling point in North Carolina native Jaden Smith as to how they're going to use him and what they envision for him in the future. Rowe is a super high academic kid. I actually asked him, what stood out the most about the Michigan visit. And I don't think I've had a kid all summer say the academics. Usually it's strength and conditioning, nutrition, development, NFL production, things like that. Justin Rowe was the only one that immediately, without hesitation, said academics. So he really values what Michigan can do for him off the field. And like I said, he's originally from Canada. I believe he told me he's from the Toronto area, so not super far away from Ann Arbor. Right now, Michigan is like I said earlier, the leader on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. He does have a couple other Power 5 offers. Missouri, Virginia Tech, Boston College are some notable ones, but Michigan has done a fantastic job with him overall. So those are 5 recruits that Michigan is trending up for following the barbecue at the Big House visit. For more Michigan recruiting coverage, make sure to head over to thewolverine.com today. For just $1 for 1 month, make sure to take advantage of our fall camp special. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free.